മാം ഓഡിയോ ഒക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ആണോ എന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കിക്കോളൂ മാം.
ഞാൻ പറയുന്ന കേൾക്കാവോ?
Dr. Fathima, we will start by sharp 7.
Okay.
Good evening to all. Welcome to another live session of IHMA CCP 2023-2024. Today, we will have an introduction on Materia Medica, and our faculty for today is Dr. Fathima Rahim. She graduated from ANSS Kottayam in 2017 and completed her MD from NIH Kolkata in Materia Medica. She was a rank holder and had won many awards like Maladi Ellen Noble Award, Aduradas Swami Award, Dr. Mohin Vijayakar Award, and many more. She was a CCP participant and cracked AAPGT 2018 with a 61st rank. She was a former medical officer at National Ayush Mission, Seedalayam, Alpi, and was practicing at Patel's Homeo Clinic, Kottayam. At present, she runs her own clinic at Elur. Without any further delay, I welcome you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sudhir. So shall we start the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we are going to start a session in the subject Materia Medica. Okay. I know there will be students. I am inviting everybody of you into the session. There might be, like today, I am not intending to teach. My intention is not to teach you something. I just want to make you understand certain things. Okay. So our class will be going in that manner. So in this session, the students you have joined, they might be students, there might be interns, there might be medical officers or consultants who are practicing, there might be clinic who are running clinic, there might be repeaters also. Okay, like as now you can text me in the chat box. Okay, you can interact with me in the chat box. So are every students the fresh students or repeaters are also there, right? Am I audible to you?
Yes, yes. Dr. Fathima, everybody is there. Yeah.
Okay. So we have a mixture of students in our batch, right? So we should know what is our exact plan for next year, right? So fresh students should know how to start the preparation, how to carry it forward. The repeaters, like might be, they might have missed it for 3 or 4 or marks, whatever it is, they should know how the strategy, where to start. So I tell them that start afresh. Like here, we have a saying like when a person is going to, you might be knowing the place, the pilgrim center, Sabrimala in Kerala. So there's a saying like whenever we go to Sabrimala, which is the 32nd time I am going to visit Sabrimala, then our intention should be like, I am going to Sabrimala as a pilgrimage or as an Ayyappan as for the first time. That should be my, even if I'm going to that place the 32nd time, my mind should be like I am going to the place like first time. So even the repeaters, they should keep in mind, like they should not have any prejudices, like I have completed this much, so if I do this much, then I will be better. Don't do that. Just start afresh. I'm telling you, you are nearer to a finishing point, but just keep this in mind that start afresh. Okay. Then I have given this list to make you aware that each individual, the interns might not be able to study like a person who is running his own clinic, or who has certain experiences, or who have experience of 2-3 years. So a fresh student might not be able to study like a repeater. A repeater might not be able to study like a fresh student. So you make a plan for yourself is the first step you should do while preparing for any of the competitive exam. Okay. Don't follow like what the other one is doing. So you might be well versed in organon, someone will be good at anatomy, someone will be good at practice of medicine, you might be weak in materia medica. So you should have a plan for yourself, should be the first plan that you should make. Understood? You should have a plan. That plan for yourself should be your first plan. That every student appearing for the competitive examination, you should have that in mind. Okay. Are you able to follow me? I need response from students. Are you able to?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me for 1 minute. The slides are not moving. Let me correct it technically. Okay. So where have we stopped? Just keep this in mind that make a plan for yourself should be the first plan while you are preparing for a competitive exam. Okay. Next. Then components of your study plan. That is also, you might be wondering why I am going to attend a Materia Medica class, but I am listening to certain general things. Don't wonder like that. We are to the point and we are dealing with the concerned subject itself. But I wish to tell you this. To win a war, you should have a strategy, right? To accomplish or to win anything, you should have a strategy of yourself. Do you think like we have learned homeopathy, like Vedic subjects for 5.5 years? So if we start learning Davidson, Bailey and Love, pathology textbook, anatomy textbook, physiology textbooks, we are going to learn it from first to last. In this, we have only limited period. And by the next year, next date, the APGT exam will anyway happen. Whether we have studied it or not, that is not their concern. The exam anyway will be going to be conducted. So we have only limited time. So if we start learning each and everything, and that is our intention, means we won't be clearing the exam. Our intention should be in the limited time, how can we do a smart work? That should be our intention. So we should have a proper strategy. For example, if you're going to prepare for civil service exam, they will be giving you at least 2 months to study your syllabus. Syllabus means the headings. I'm not telling you the content or the matter, just headings of the syllabus. You can take 2 or 3 months to learn the syllabus itself. Why? Because you should be thorough about the syllabus. Then only you will be knowing what to do, how to do, where to start, where to stop, everything. So you should understand the components of your study plan first. That is very important for decoding a competitive exam. So first, I should tell you, first you should think where to learn. Where to learn. That means you should have in mind which book you should be following. Whether you are following IHMA, iBasic, whether you are following Success, whether you are following ROMS, whether you are following Turning Point, whether you are following your original textbooks, which textbooks you are following, that should be in your mind. The first thing you should, because we have to repeatedly revise these things. Once, if you are learning Turning Point one day, Success next day IHMA, iBasic, then finally you will end up at a point that you don't know anything. Understood? So repeatedly, which textbooks you are following, that you should need to repeat multiple times. So you should fix from which all books you are going to learn something. That is very important. Next, I have to tell you, you should decide what to learn. What to learn. I already told you, if you start learning every book, Davidson, Bailey and Love, Pathology, Hirschmohan, each and everything, means you won't be ending up completing your portion within the time period. There you should decide what to learn. How can you decide that? The coaching platform. The coaching platform is very much important for guiding you that they have this much topic to be completed in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. They have proper guidance. That is very much important. Otherwise, you will be going directionless. Then by practicing questions, MCQs, you will be understanding the thrust areas, which all portions are much important, which all portions you have to give importance. By coaching, you also get smart or good at these things, because continuously you will be attending model questions, MCQs, then you will be aware about the thrust areas. Likewise, you can complete your portion in this limited time. Another thing, and also I have to tell you, you work out multiple choice questions, then you understand the thrust areas, then you have to read the original, those areas, the portions. I'm not only telling about Materia Medica, I'm telling about other subjects also. You have to read the portion, make the concept clear, and then work out the questions. That will make you understand those questions as well as work out the questions with much efficiency. Okay. Then I should tell you, you should also decide this, how to learn. That is also very important. This also you get guidance from a coaching, through coaching. That is, you can, there are certain things that multiple times you learn, also you forget. There you can make short note for yourself and place it in the place where you are repeatedly seeing it. That helps you. You can use different colors. You can use green color, which need multiple revision. You can use red color, which needs only 2 revisions. You can use different colors for that. Then you should have a revision pattern of yourself. Like if you have like daily a revise, weekly a revise, monthly a revise, that also you should have a revision pattern. You should have a strategy of yourself to clear any competitive exam. That you should keep in mind. Then next thing you have to decide is why to learn. Why you are learning all this. First thing I have to tell, why to learn means to constantly motivate you. You need this answer to this question. That is why I am learning this. I need like Fathima Rahim BHMS MD home or somebody's name. You need a BHMS comma MD home there. That's why you need. Through that, you should be a good teacher. You might be a good doctor. You might be a good clinician, whatever it is. For that, you need. That is the main reason you are learning. Okay, that motivation you should there. And also you should constantly answer this question, why to learn, because I told you, you can't learn each and every textbooks and complete your portion and attend AAPGT next year. So to judge that, for that, when you learn a topic, like I am taking my anatomy textbook and reading it for first 6 months, and then I am giving time for other subjects, means I won't be clearing my exam, right? Because anatomy is a subject with might be in an exam, there will be only 7 questions. There are Materia, Medica, practice of medicine, repertory, organon, which carry much portion of the questions. So I might have to allot more time for those subjects. I might be weak in certain subjects, and my strength might be other subjects. There also I should understand which subject I have to allocate more time. So for all these, you should, when you start learning a topic, learning a subject, first understand what is the weightage of the mark, what is whether I am strong in this or I am weak in this. After deciding all these factors, you should prepare your strategy and make your own timetable, time allocation, etc. So this is also important. You keep this in mind. So today when you listen to this class, you might definitely feel confused or perplexed, but gradually you will be in the track. Okay. I hope you understood this. Then next we are going into our topic, how to study. Okay. In this how to study, we are mainly dealing with how to study Materia Medica and how to study keynote. So there will be teachers who will be taking you Materia Medica in detail. So they will be telling you in depth, but as a gist, I tell you, to study Materia Medica, you need repeated revision, because Materia Medica is subjects which you tend to forget very easily. So repeated revision is very necessary. Next, you should understand the thrust areas, because complete boric you learn and go for exam. That is practically not possible. Might be practically possible for 1% of the students, not for every students. So we should know the thrust areas, the introductory portion, the italics, the modality, there you should learn. So you should understand the thrust areas. For all these things, the coaching actually helps you. Because I might be spending my 1 year for preparing for AAPGT. I need a direction. I need a coaching. I need that radar with me to go at the right pace to reach at my right goal in the limited period. Then you should, learning Materia Medica, memory tips are very important. You might not be able to by heart everything. You should keep your own memory tips. Then how to study keynote, that will be going into detail, because that is our portion to be discussed. Okay. Now, boric and keynote. So when you are learning with this, for example, when you are learning Materia Medica, mainly the questions will be from boric and keynote. Might be from Kent, Clark. So generally, while learning boric, you should have general awareness about the book, the editions, the author, etc. Then the introduction of each drug is very important. Italics, the symptoms which are written in italics is very important. Then peculiar symptoms and modalities. Okay, when you're dealing with Allen's keynote, the general awareness about the book is very much necessary, because questions can be asked from that. Then the relationship section under each drug is important. Then peculiar symptoms, okay, especially codes and all, na? Including that, you should learn. Then normal, italics, bold. That we will discussing later. Okay, you just keep this in mind. I'm again telling you this. Time is precious, but quality time is worthy. Because if I am telling you I am studying 6 hours a day, taking my anatomy textbook or practice medicine or Materia Medica textbooks and investing my 6 hours in that, but I am only completing very few of the portion out of that, means that won't be helping me to complete or crack the competitive exam. My quality time is worthy. So if I am investing only my 1 hour in study, means that should be properly planned, properly arranged, and then I should invest that time. I complete this much portion in this much time. That should be my strategy. For that, the coaching helps you better. Then while learning Materia Medica, I am telling you this because in practice of medicine or anatomy or physiology, what other subjects, the thing is that if you are studying lower limb, you can work out the questions regarding lower limb. If you are studying respiratory system, you can work out the questions from respiratory system. But Materia Medica is not such a subject. Okay, repertory, you can work out the question from theory part, and then you can work out the question from rubric part. These question banks also will be providing questions in such manner. But a subject like Materia Medica, you will be getting questions mixed up. In whichever book you take, the questions will be mixed up from drugs, from introduction, every questions will be mixed up. So from today itself, if you start studying Materia Medica from today, then itself you should be aware that the thrust areas of Materia Medica. Drugs are important, I agree, but certain other portions are also important for your exam point of view. I'm telling you this because when you start studying Materia Medica, you can't separate this topic, that topic, and learn something. You might be working out all the questions at a time. So you should know which are the thrust areas. Whenever you see the questions related to these areas, you should understand, oh, this can come in the exam. I should give importance to these areas. That you should know. So provers of this, we will be taking classes in details in these areas, but you just keep these in mind. So if I am teaching you provers of the drug after 6 months, then but you start studying drugs from today, so about time the prover, you might not be studying this time. Then studying it all together, that time it's difficult. So whenever you start studying the drugs, you start learning all these things related to that. Okay. Finally, we will have classes on this in detail, that in the later portion. So you should be aware about the provers of the drugs. For this, you can use in our IHMA textbooks, you will get all these materials, IHMA basic, as well as you can use Crack the Entrance, also provide different chapters for learning all these things. Okay. So provers of the drugs are important. Then certain source books, we will definitely have classes, separate classes in all these areas. But I am telling you for your knowledge, these things for your knowledge. Okay. Then relationship section of remedies, that is very important. Most of the questions comes from this relationship of remedies. Keynote, you see relationship of the remedies at the last. That is very important. Then family-wise study. Solanaceae, Compositae, Liliaceae, which all remedies, Laganaceae, which all remedies comes under the family. That is very important. Questions can be asked. Questions are asked in each exams from these areas. Common names are very important. Then certain authors and their important books are important. Then I tell you, uncommon peculiar modalities or symptoms are also very much important. For example, if I ask you aggravation from melting snow, which remedy? Aggravation from melting snow, which remedy? Any answer?
Calcaria falls.
Okay, good. Aggravation from celibacy?
Phonium maculatum.
Phonium maculatum. Okay, very good. So these kinds of modalities you should learn. Okay, might be 1 or 10% of the students might be knowing at it right now, but I am telling you in this process, the next year, by next year, when I take you a class in this, a revision in this topic, you should be, everyone, like 100% students should be able to answer. Okay, so we have only started our journey. So it is our starting point. We are starting early. We are making things, we are clarifying our path, or we are clearing our path. Okay, then I am telling you to learn complaints from desires and aversion. This I am telling you to learn because this is might not be very much important from your exam point of view, but these things can make you confused. So it is better you to learn. For this also, you can use IHMA iBasic as well as Cracked Entrance for learning all these portions. Even though we take class, when you start learning Materia Medica, you can use these. Okay. So if I ask you, desire for oysters medicine? Tick, tick 1, tick, tick 2, tick, tick 3, tick, tick 4. Aversion to oysters? Huh?
Students can unmute and they can talk.
So I can't hear you. Hello?
Nothing. Students may unmute and they can ask and answer the question.
Okay, okay, thank you. So if you know the answer, you can tell me now. Desire for oyster, any medicine coming to your mind? Any medicine?
Lachesis.
Huh?
Lachesis.
Okay, lachesis. Aversion to oyster? Okay, so today I'm actually not going to teach you anything Materia Medica. I just want to make you understand certain things. Okay, so you don't worry about these things. We will dealing with all these portions in details. Today I'm not going to teach Materia Medica. I'm just want to make you understand those things. So when I ask you about oyster, there are different, there is desire for oyster, aversion to oyster, complaints from oysters, as well as antidotes, ill effects of eating shellfishes. Generally, in the clinic also we use urticaria urines whenever patients come with urticaria from eating prawns, from eating crabs. So when you start learning Materia Medica and you see oyster, means just don't think it is desire for oyster only. There will be aversion to oyster also, complaints from oyster also, antidotes, ill effects of eating shellfishes, then that also is there. So when you start learning Materia Medica, you should have this in mind. Otherwise, the thing what happens is you might be knowing oyster and you might be knowing Lachesis, Natrum, or Lycopodium, but you won't be knowing which is for desire, which is for aversion, which is for complaint from. That confusion may come later. So I am telling you right now, when you learn, give importance to these kinds of things, like be aware. These kinds of traps and tricks are available in Materia Medica. Be aware about that and learn in such a manner. For example, desire for coffee. Any answers? This is from Boric. Okay, this is actually not from Keynote. This is from Boric. There is, when you learn a coffee, I'm just introducing these things. When you learn coffee, there will be desire for coffee. There will be aversion to coffee. There will be aversion to smell of coffee. Complaints from coffee, nausea after taking coffee, diarrhea after taking coffee. So when you learn a coffee, there will be different dimensions of these things. So when you start learning, might be if you're not aware of this thing, when finally I ask you coffee and nausea, then you might be telling me cyclamen. When I ask you diarrhea, you might be telling me chamomilla. When I ask you desire, you might be telling me the drug which comes under aversion. So when you start learning Materia Medica, you understand these kinds of traps are present in your subject Materia Medica. You should be aware it from right now. Okay, we will be dealing it with all of these things later, but you just understand the things now. Okay, how to learn is our important thing. I told you now, UPSC syllabus. Syllabus we take to learn it, 2 months we take to learn just the headings. Why? If we learn the syllabus, if we are thorough with the syllabus, then only we might be able to crack the exam. You might know the subject allocation. We should know the number of questions from each subject. Then only we can make a proper plan. That is very important. Likewise, you should know, you should understand these kinds of things has to be taken care. So now when you read different drugs and you see coffee, then you just make a note in a small book. You can make coffee heading. Then under that you can write desire, moscus, aversion, coffee, fluoric acid, aversion to smell of sulfuric acid, nausea from, then chamomilla, diarrhea from cyclamen. You can make a note of yourself. I'm telling you this prior because after learning, investing your time in Materia Medica for 6 months, and then if you are realizing this means you should take multiple efforts, much more efforts. Then you start writing it, then revising it. That makes your process hectic. So there comes the importance of a guidance. This I am prior telling you, these kinds of things you should have to note it down in a paper and learn. Otherwise, you will get confused later. Okay. I hope you got the points. Okay. Is it clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't take this class as something I am teaching you Materia Medica. Here I am only making things clear to you. How to start learning. That is much important. Okay. Then you should note this also. 2020, 2021, 2022 papers in homeopathic subjects. This much questions have asked. And in that Materia Medica, you see the carry much portion. Okay. So I doesn't mean that you should only study Materia Medica and go for exam. That was not my intention. You should understand the time allocation for Materia Medica should be like that. For example, for pharmacy, 7 questions only. If you take 1 year for continuously learning pharmacy, means you won't be clearing the exam. Why? This much only questions will be asked from that. You should, when you make a timetable for yourself, you should allocate the time depending on the mark distributed for each of the subject as well as your strength and weakness. Okay, that's why I'm repeating it. If after 6 months, if you are realizing all these mistakes, means it is very difficult to correct. But if you are initially understanding all these things, you can start we are making your journey easier actually. Might be I am learning it for 1 year and I am realizing all these mistakes, means that makes my process hectic. But here we are telling you prior, these things can happen. You should, there is a curve, turn, you should take it in a right way so that you won't crash or clash. That is the importance of a guidance. Okay, keep this in mind. This year, that is 2023, this is the question, number of the question asked. Understand, if you are not knowing anything of this and you are taking plenty of time for preparing a forensic medicine, this taking 3 months for studying forensic medicine, then you can't invest your time in other subjects which carry much number of the questions. So you should understand this from right now. Before starting the preparation, you should have a strategy which suits self. Okay. Next. So this is just, this will all be taken in detail. I just want to tell you, this is an online exam. Here, I want to tell you this thing. Prepare yourself to be acquainted with the screen and screen reading. So you should attend as much as online test series as possible. IHMA app, there are the question mock test, continuous mock test you will be attending. So you will be prepared for your exam. So that you should keep in mind. Okay, whatever question, how much questions you prepare, then but you should have to be acquainted with the screen reading also. And keep this also in mind. Number of questions are 120. You are getting only 2 hours. So time to attend one answer is 1 minute only. So if I told you, na, aversion to coffee, desire to coffee, those things has to be by hearted. Why? Because in the exam time, when if you can easily answer certain question means you can utilize that time for working out your assertion, reason, match the following difficult questions. You can utilize. Okay. So as you learn as much as possible, and so you can give ready answers means you can utilize that time for attending difficult questions. Here you only use 30 seconds means that you can utilize for answering a hard question. That you should keep in mind. Okay. Now, this is regarding every subject, but particularly Materia Medica. You can use color pens, colors, highlighters, use highlighters. Photographic memory will help you. Then, in case of Materia Medica, you make stories regarding each drug or draw the picture of a human being and write symptoms there and here and keep one page sheet for one drug. That will help you learn the drug very easily. Okay. Then certain mnemonics, like certain funny mnemonics you can make and you can learn Materia Medica. Then revision is very important. Plan your own revision strategy, weekly or daily or monthly, whatever it is. Plan your own revision strategy. It is very important for, like, if you learn a concept, you will remember. But in Materia Medica, you tend to forget. Even I tend to forget. Everyone tend to forget. Why? Master Hahnemann, why he made repertory? Because he was even unable to remember all these symptoms of Materia Medica, right? Now even repertory we find difficulty to remember repertory. I agree that I'm agreeing, but our master, even master, have made a repertory. Why? To make studying Materia Medica easier. So revision is very important. Then time management and proper planning is very necessary. How much time I will allot for this subject, that should be very clear in your mind. So you start studying, okay, you start preparing. Then you will gradually understand. So when I used to make a timetable, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 times, I would put that paper into the dustbin. Then finally, after studying for 1 month, I will come to a proper strategy for myself. That is a fact. Okay, today you will make a timetable, but tomorrow you might be tempted to put that into the dustbin. I'm sure about that. Even I have did that. So, but finally you will reach into a proper plan for yourself. Then you should make notes of yourself where you are, like I told you, this era version, that kinds of things, dates, books, editions, number of editions, that things we tend to forget. So make short notes for that. Then group discussion is very much important in case of Materia Medica. You keep this in mind. I'm telling you because you can apply all these things while you are studying, start learning. Then if you are listening to just theory now, I also understand. You might be yawning now. I can understand that. But the thing is that when you start learning, you will understand the importance of what I am speaking right now. Okay. Now, MCQs, suppose MCQs, your game starts now. Your game is with MCQ itself. So there is a tendency for MCQs to get repeated. So you work out as much as MCQs you are possible with. Okay. And regarding other subjects, like if you read one portion, then work out the MCQs relating to that portions. Then it will become easier for you. But in case of Materia Medica, you won't be able to work out like that. One thing you can do, if you use the textbooks like Draft Entrance, like you can read the head symptoms, inflammatory note, the head symptoms of each and every drug. Then you can go to head section of that Crack the Entrance and work out all the questions coming under that section. Likewise, you can do. Otherwise, all the questions available to us from Materia Medica and also IHMA coaching, like A drugs, when you complete, you will get questions from A drugs or B drugs. That will also be helpful. Otherwise, everything will be mixed. So you will be finding difficulty to first read the portion and work out the questions. So for all other subjects, you can practice that way. Then you should be aware about the tricky questions like match the following, assertion, reason, notes, except all of the above, none of the above, etc. I am telling you, we will be going in this 1 year coaching program. We will be going through all of this multiple times, the question working out, the classes, everything. But today, your start at the start point, I am telling you, I have made these mistakes and lost my 3 months during my preparation, or 1 month during my preparation, or 6 hours during my preparation. So that made me lose that 6 hours or 1 month or 3 months. But I am telling you, don't repeat these mistakes, and there is no use in wasting that time. You can utilize that time also. Okay, that is the importance of a guidance. Then I have to tell you this, I have to tell to everyone, there are rank holders among the students. There might be those who have got distinction, there might be those who have got first class, there might be those who have got only average marks, there might be students who are from supplementary batches. I agree. But these are not hindrance to crack this exam. I know personally many of the students from the supplementary batches who have cracked the APGT exam and who are doing MT, while who are very good meritorious students who might not have cleared. So don't take that as a hindrance. If you put an effort, you can. That's only. Okay. So keep this in mind. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Okay. So talent is not only the matter, hard work matters. Next, I have to tell you this. I told you, you take anatomy textbook, start reading Chaurasia or Cunningham, sit your 6 months for that. You won't be cracking your exam. I am telling you at face this. Focused hard work is necessary. For that, the coaching will definitely help you. Where to learn, what to not to learn, where to limit everything. So focused hard work is the real key to success. Next. Don't, especially repeaters, don't get disappointed. You might have learned 1 year or 2 years, right? So this might be your third attempt or second attempt. Have you lost anything? Yeah, you might be telling in mind, ma'am, what do you know? We have lost 1 year. We have depressed. Our parents called me or somebody's called me. Like, I am feeling unworthy. You might be telling me in the mind, I can listen those. Okay, those things. But that is all superficial. 1 year you learned means you have learned certain stuff. You are better than a person standing just near to you. You have learned those steps, certain things that might have made you a better doctor, better teacher, better clinician, better student, or something that have given you some confidence. So learning is not a failure. You have learned something. That is very important. Keep that in mind. Never get disappointed by learning. Even if I go for some travel, might be 100 hurdles I may be facing. I even experience that hurdles. After some time, I think, oh, that hurdles have made me learn something. So even from that difficulty, I have learned something. So keep that confidence in your mind, that motivation in your mind. Okay. Then this also you should understand, somebody might have got first rank the last time, the next time. So I might not have got that, but different people have different timeline. Okay. So keep this also in your mind. You might be clearing it this time. That should also be in your mind. Keep a start fresh. Don't get depressed. Don't think that I have learned everything. Keep a fresh start. I can tell you. If you are joined for the coaching, if you are preparing for your PG exams next year, means start afresh. It's my new start. Whatever pain you feel, that will be your strength tomorrow. You will have a MD home with you. That will give you the strength. Might be you might have been repeating it for 3 years. It's okay. When you get that MD home, everything, every past will disappear. You will be achieving that. So the pain you feel today will be your strength tomorrow. Then I have to tell you this also. Even now you can do this thing. You need a constant motivation. That is because in 1 year, if you're constantly preparing, means there will be, oh my God, my career, my family, my marriage, my earning, oh my family and burden. Many thoughts might come. We all are humans. I also, you also, we are in a community. I know, I can understand. You just buy a name label board writing Fathima, Rahim, BHMS MD, or somebody. I can't see your name, participant names, Nandini or Sudhir or whatever it is. BHMS, MD home. You make a label, name board, and keep it in your almirah and open it and see. That is the greatest motivation that you can get at each and every point. Okay. Through that, you can be better doctor, better clinician, better teacher. That I agree. That I agree. But that should be your motivation. Okay. Does everybody know? Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then I told you first you should fix which all books you are going to follow. Okay. Regarding homeopathic subjects only, I am discussing it today. You just keep these books in mind. IHMA I Basic is a very good book with everything, whatever you need, you will get in IHMA. Then continuous question practices will be there. Another book you can use is Kaizen. There also you get questions as well as the materials. Then Crack the Entrance is a must book that you should have, those whoever preparing for a competitive exam. Then you can use your own book, Success, MCQs in homeopathy or target PG or whatever it is. Then your authentic text, that is your Bible or Quran or whatever it is, your keynote, your Boric, that also keep in mind. Okay. You decide. Then at least you should have your keynote, your Boric, your I Basic, and the Crack the Entrance. At least these books you should have basically. There will be students from every financial background. Okay. Some can buy every book, some cannot buy many books. So for those who can buy only this much, you will have keynote and Boric with you. Along with that, you are joined for the coaching program, so you will have I Basic. Along with that, you buy a Crack the Entrance also. Otherwise, those who can opt, they can even get the other books also. Okay, and the other books. Okay. So these are the books that I have just mentioned: Crack the Entrance, Case, and Charged PG, Mohanty. Then when regarding Alan's keynote, if you can have, those who can afford can have this book also, because here in this textbook, many of you might have seen this. Under head section, each and every symptom of head have explained there. So those, we have a limited time now. There are students I know, they write head and write.
No,
Hello? Somebody has got unmuted. Okay, you can mute yourself. So prescriber to Alan's keynote, you can use that because we don't have that much time. If there are students who can write head and write all the symptoms under head at one session, that consume time, but that may keep things in memory. I agree that for long term. But if somebody can't have that much time, means they can use these books for that purpose. Okay, prescriber to Alan's keynote. Then another book is Dictionary and Help for Further Study of Alan's Keynotes by Dr. Subhash Singh sir. There also you get like Alan's Keynote. All this prescriber to Alan's Keynote, you get the things in that book also. Keep these books in mind, because I tell you this initially itself because we will be confused. Oh my God, I'm wasting my 1 year for preparing IPGT, which book I should learn, what book, this book, that book. That confusion used to exist. But I tell you, you follow this and attempt all of the IHMA, this question now, exams, model exams that you attempt. Then you will be working out more questions from every areas. Then now we are going into the proper topic of the today. That is our Alan's Keynote. I have much respect for this book because each and every day this book is making me perplexed. Itna chotusa book, but whenever you open it, under one symptom, you will be finding new remedies. So under a remedy, you will be finding new symptoms. How many times you read it? Once when you open it, it is giving you magics. So I have great respect for this book. When even after my BHMS, I start loving this book more. Okay. So before going into that, you should know at least bit thing about your Allen's keynote. Okay. First of all, I ask you, do you know how many remedies are there in your Allen's keynote?
188.
Huh?
188.
188.
Okay, there are 187 medicines plus 16 some more important remedies plus 8 bowel nosodes. So 187 plus 6 plus 8, totally 211 remedies. You can go and count in your Allen's keynote whether there are 187 remedies plus 16 plus 8. Total 211 remedies are there in your Allen's keynote. Then there are nearly 9 editions, I agree, but first edition, second edition, it was published during the lifetime of Dr. Allen, but after from the third edition you can call as the posthumous edition, because after the death of Allen, the third edition have came. Okay, then you should have, when you are learning some books, you should know certain things. Okay, initially the present Allen's keynote, this was not the text, like all the symptoms were jumbled, like it was not given in a logical sequence. For example, fecal vomiting. In which condition we get fecal vomiting? It is in intestinal obstruction. So that should come in under the heading intestine, right? But in Allen's keynote earlier, it was given under stomach. But as the editions came, it have given under the gastrointestinal system nowadays. So the arrangement of the symptoms has been changed. Okay. Then the abbreviations you see in Allen's keynote. The abbreviations of the medicines you see in Allen's keynote have been updated with the reference to which repertory? Do you know?
Synthesis.
Very good. Synthesis repertory. Okay. Then I ask you, a repertory session has been added to Allen's keynote. Do you know who have added that? The name of the person, the individual. A repertory, you will, if you have the latest edition, you will see a repertory session has been added. It is by Dr. H.N. Singh. Okay, H.N. Singh is the person who have added that repertory session to Allen's keynote. Then I have to ask you, from what actually epismelfica is being made? The source of epismelfica. Honeybee. So have you seen in keynote, it is given APM virus. Have it been made from any of the virus?
No, ma'am.
No, right? So this is an old nomenclature, APM virus. If you open your Allen's keynote, you will see it is epismelfica prepared from APM virus is being written, but it is not actually virus. It is an old nomenclature. So this there and the end of that remedy, epismelfica, you will see a star and the explanation is given that it is an old nomenclature. This is not being prepared from an APM virus. It is being prepared from honeybee. So the person who actually given that explanation, the person who had given that explanation, the person who have given the explanation to that, who is that, you know? That is Samarendra Prasad Misra. Okay. Samarendra Prasad Misra. You start learning keynote. This everything what I'm discussing with you, you will be getting it in keynote. Okay. Have you got it? Samarendra Prasad Misra. Have you got this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then you should know, this is all about keynote, just introduction that you should know. Then you know, everybody have completed BHMS. You know that a remedy, abrotan will be there. Then its common will be name will be there. The family will be there. The physical general, mental general, then the particulars will be given and the relationship section will be given. That is the arrangement of the medicines. And we get normal, bold and italics is the gradations, which is being actually bold, italics, Roman is the gradation which you get in this textbooks. I tell you now, it seems very simple for you, but even questions can come from this area also. So just keep this in mind. And also the book you are learning, you should know something about this now. That is very important. Then you should know like this actually your keynote consists of the keynote symptoms. That is the red strand of the robe. We call the characteristic or the keynote or the red strand of the robe. That is the symptoms which is presented in your keynote. So that learning this will make you a better clinician, better doctor, better student. This textbook is actually, in homeopathy, you can't avoid this textbook and go for an exam. Okay. That is the significance of this textbook. Might be sometimes we might skip anatomy. I'm not telling you to skip. There is 7 question, but we might be. But if you are going for any of the competitive exam, I don't think you will be missing Allen's keynote and go for the exam. First textbooks you will be taking is Allen's keynote. Okay. So that much importance you have with this book in your career. Now this, we will be learning it later. Just keep this in mind. These different Allen is in your surrounding. DEF, HCA, JH, WA Allen are there, and they have different contribution. I'm not going to teach you this today. Later we will learn this. Just keep this in mind. That is because when you start learning, I tell you now, you will seeing. I'm especially telling this for repeaters. You might feel it as easy because you became aware about. But for freshers, they might be stuck at some point. So I am telling you earlier itself, there are different Allen. Okay, they have different contributions. When you come across these things, just notice, just be aware. This book is of this person. This book is of this person. You will be learning it later. And I have just introduced you this. Okay, because when you start learning Materia Medica, you should be aware about all these things initially itself. Otherwise, after 6 months, if you start correcting your mistakes, means you might have lost your 6 months. That's why. Next, you have different keynotes also. The keynotes you are carrying is the first one. Keynotes and characteristics with comparison. This also, we will be taking it in separate class, but I am making you aware. So not only the one keynote we are having, we have different keynotes. So when you, this I'm telling you because in the question paper, the question you work out, you might be seeing keynote of the Materia Medica. The answer will be given Ganasi. And you might ask us, why it is keynote? It might be Allen, na? Why it is Ganasi given? So it is not. So we have different keynotes, different authors it is. So just be aware about that. We will be learning all these things later. I just want to make you aware of this. That's all. So again, I am telling you this. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I am not going to give you a fish. I am going to teach you how to fish. Then you can fish by yourself. You can learn by yourself the things. It's not a kind of spoon feeding that you can apply to Materia Medica. It is not possible. Okay. So let's start understanding the things. I don't know whether you need a break of 1 minute or so. No, no, you can continue now. I can continue now. You don't need any break, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You need break?
No, ma'am.
No or ace?
No, ma'am.
No or ace. If you tell ace means I will give 1 minute break just to drink a gulp of water or just keep your eyes closed and sit relaxed. What?
Just
You need?
please give 1 minute, okay?
Huh?
Give 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, I will give you 1 minute break. Okay, now it is 7:59. 8:01 you can be back. Just 1 minute break.
நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு போலாம். அந்த வீடியோ வந்து கிடக்கும். 2-3 நாளைக்கு வச்சிருப்பாங்க.
Dr. Fathima, you may receive.
Okay. So I hope everyone is back. So now we are going into the session. The repeaters might be have gone through this, but fresh they can test up their memory, and the freshers listen. Okay. Oh, everybody should listen, but I am telling you ways to study Allen's keynote. First thing is repeated revision of the text. That is the first and foremost thing I have to tell you, because do you revise ABCD daily? No, na. We know ABCD, FGH, JK, LMNO, PQ, RST, UV, XY, Z, right? Why? Daily we are revising it one way or the other. That is why when I have learned in my LKG, UKG, ABCD, but still now I am remembering all these things. So with Materia Medica also repeated revision of the text with every subject. Even I also, if I haven't read this, means I used to forget this. Everybody will have this problem. I told you now why repertory has been made, because it was very difficult to remember each and every symptoms of Materia Medica. That's why even nowadays we find it remembering repertory also. I agree with that, but that is a fact that you should understand. Repeated revision of the text is the first thing that you should keep in mind. Okay. Then, for example, like if I have a colleague, her name is Anisha, but I have changed this place, and she was just my colleague, so I was not in constant relationship with constant contact with her. After 20 years, I am meeting her. I will be like, Ani, your name, good name, please, Anisha. That will be my memory, right? But daily, if I was meeting Anisha and hi Anisha, good morning, then how would be my response? Anisha, the memory is much more clear. So repeated revision of the text is very much important. Then next, you should keep this in mind. Okay, understand these things. You should, today you don't learn anything, you just listen. Okay, you were listening to some music, just keep that in mind. You don't learn anything, but you understand these points because it's very important. To win a war, you need the strategy. Okay, the strategy, we are discussing it now. Then via comparison. In keynote, when I am telling you about comparison, the thing is that compare the symptoms. I'm not telling you to compare calcarea carb and calcarea iode, calcarea sulf. I'm not telling you that. Or cali by cali for calvi sulf. Not telling you that. Comparing about the symptoms is important when you are learning your Allen's keynote. That is, if I ask you today, like if the chat option was available, then our class would have been much more interesting and interactive. But as a chat option is not available for today, it feels like a one-man show, but the later on classes, we will be okay with it. Okay. Because music is unbearable, makes her sad. Can you give me an answer?
Aconite.
Aconite. Then any other drug?
Sabina.
Yeah, Sabina. Okay. If I ask you, music makes her sad during menses, the remedies? Natrum garb. Any other drug? Okay, leave it. Music makes her weep. Remedy? Graphitis. Any other drug? Any other drug?
Tuja.
Okay. So, is it same making her sad? Making her sad during menses makes her weep. Is the symptom same? Is it symptom same? Huh?
No.
No. What is the difference? One is making her sad only. One is the person is able to listen to music every time, but during menses, if they listen, then they will be sad. Another symptom is makes her weep. They start crying. The tears are coming out of their mind. So these three symptoms are different. But when I ask you music makes her sad, you might be telling me, oh my God, this is not moving. Let me share it once again. Okay. You have told me music is unbearable, makes her sad, aconite and Sabina. During menses, you have told me natrum carb. You will get, in natrum carb, you will get sabadilla also. Okay. Sabadilla, in keynote, you will get sabadilla also. If it the same makes her weep, means the patient starts crying, you have graphitis in, and also tuja. Now, I have to ask you whether you get this symptom. That is, music makes her sad during menses in natrum carb or not. Tell me whether you get this symptom under natrum carb in keynote or not. Tick tick 1, tick tick 2, tick tick 3.
No, in the bracket of aconite.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't get this symptom under natrum carb. Then I told you, in under aconite, you in the bracket you get natrum carb only. When you go and check in natrum carb, the general aggravation, you will get sabadilla also there. But I also want to ask you, music makes her weep. Do you get the symptom in tuja drug, under the drug?
No.
No, in keynote, you won't be getting the symptom in keynote. You get the symptom where?
Sabina.
Yeah, Sabina bracket, you get the symptom. So this is a trick that Alan's keynote is offering you. Because under Tuja, if the symptom is given, music makes her weep, means you will directly learn that, because T drugs you are learning, A drugs you are learning, B drugs you are learning, directly under Tuja, the symptom is there, you will learn. But this symptom is not given in Tuja. This symptom has been given in the bracket of Sabina Tuja. So if when you are starting reading keynote, if you are not aware about this trick, then the tricks and traps that Alan's keynote is offering you, if you are not aware about this, what happens? If somebody asks you, music makes her weep, you might only answering graphitis. You won't be knowing about Tuja, because under Tuja, you have not found the symptom. So when you starting learning keynote, reading keynote, studying keynote, you should be aware about this thing. Many of the symptoms might not be getting directly under that drug, might be in the bracket of the other drug. If I am telling you this right now, because when you should be aware when reading, your subconscious mind will be aware about this threat from now. So when you start learning, your subconscious mind will be aware about that threat. So you will be careful. So we used to tell now, whatever our mind knows, that only we see. There is a saying this. Do you think like when we even now, I have seen teachers telling or people telling naughty boys, oh, the parents have not brought them HSA, or the teachers have not scolded them. That's why they are naughty, hyperactive. I used to listen to people, but as a doctor, when such kids come to our clinic, we identify that is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Why? Because we know That is ADHD. But the people might not be knowing. So what? To them, they are just naughty kids. To us, they are hyperactive kids. That is the difference. That because I'm studied BHMS for this much years, or I did PG for this much years, so I have experience for this much years. That's why I am able to recognize. If I was just somebody who are not knowing about all these things, means I might not recognize this as a hyperactive child. Or like if I see somebody with the bulging eyes, I used to tell for Malayalis they know Undaganni, or for others with bulging eyes, they used to tell, oh, the girl with the bulged eyes, big eyes. But as a physician, as a doctor, what we recognize, we will ask them, are you having thyroid, any disorders associated with the thyroid? Because exophthalmos can be reason, can be a symptom due to their thyroid complaints. Why? How I recognize that in a patient? Why? How can I recognize it? Because I have learned practice of medicine. That is why I am able to recognize it. If I am a normal individual who doesn't know this, means I will tell a girl with big eyes. That will be my definition. So with Allen's keynote also, you should be aware about the traps, tricks, threats that Allen's keynote, the book, is offering you. Then you will be aware about, you will be conscious about while reading, and then you can master it easily. Okay, keep this in mind. Then burning spot on vertex. Remedies are graphite, sulfur, calcarea. You remember it is like GST. GST, when if you are going to a restaurant, there bill, to the bill, you have eaten this much chicken fry or paneer masala. After that, you get a bill, and there is an addition GST also. That GST is added, therefore the bill has become huge amount. So what happens? Burning happens in your vertex. So make a funny, tricky mnemonic or some code and learn something. Okay, don't make a code like D, A, B, C, D like this, because finally you have to make a code to remember this code. That will be difficult. Make a code which is connectable, funny, and which can be easily remembered. So if you remember like GSC, so I have connected it as GST, because GST added GST because burning spot on vertex happened. So easily I can remember graphite, sulfur, calcarea as the remedies with the burning spot on vertex. If it is called spot on vertex, then remedies
sepia and veratrum.
Sepia and veratrum. So when you learn spot on vertex, you will be remembering all these drugs, but understand the difference. One is burning spot and another is cold spot. Okay. Then can't hold head up. You will find this remedy in abrotanum as well as in ethusa. What is the difference in these two drugs?
Abrotanum is a drug which is related to mesmerism.
Okay. And
due to
Abrotanum has
mesmerism,
marasmus.
and ethusa?
idiotic, epilepsy, vomiting.
Yeah. So in abrotanum, you are dealing this can't hold head up because of marasmus, but in ethusa, it's not about marasmus. It is after prostration relating with epilepsy, stool or vomiting is the reason for can't hold head up. There is differences like this. Okay. That you should keep in mind, because your question will be can't hold head up and comma, there will be marasmus. Then you can definitely confirm it as abrotanum. Might be it is can't hold head up and comma, epilepsy, stool or vomiting. Then your answer wouldn't be abrotanum, it will be ethusa. That difference you should understand. Okay. Then another way of learning Allen's keynote is making abbreviation. Cough during inhalation, remedies?
Acetic acid spongia.
Acetic acid spongia. Okay. Any other answers? Cough during expiration, answers?
Aconite
Causticum.
causticum.
Yeah, aconite causticum. So here, make an abbreviation. Inhalation, IAS, Indian Administrative Service. I have made an abbreviation which is connectable. Inhalation and AS. So I can remember it easily. Acetic acid spongia. And expiration, EC, extracurricular activity. expiration, causticum, aconite. So relatable abbreviation should be made. Otherwise, the thing is that to remember this abbreviation, you have to make another abbreviation. To remember that abbreviation, you should have to make another abbreviation. It goes on like that. So make relatable abbreviations only. And also, when I asked this question, some students used to tell me aconite and spongia during inspiration. So here you can use this. Acetic acid, spongia, both are the sounds of S. Acetic, spongia, sa, sa. In expiration, causticum, aconite. Those both are sounds of co. Causticum, aconite. Ka, ka sound it is coming. So you can learn, make your own theories or make your own chords to learn. Okay, somebody's else chord might not suit you. You make your own chords. To learn, to rectify each of the confusions you are having. Okay. Then if I ask you losing flesh while eating well, remedies?
Tuberculinum, abrotenum, nitrum, iodum,
Tuberculinum, iodum, Senicula, abrotenum, nightmare.
Okay, right. These drugs are present. But see, other drugs in your keynote, when you go and read tuberculinum, you will find losing flesh while eating well. Two more drugs are there, calcarea and cornea maculatum. You can see in the bracket it's given. But under calcarea and corneum, you won't be finding the symptom. In tuberculinum, under this symptom, you will be finding these two drugs. And you won't be finding in sanicula also you have the symptom, iodum also you have symptom, abrotanum, natrum, you will get the symptom. But not in those places you will find calcarea or corneum. Even now, if you check, when you go and check in tuberculinum, under losing flesh while eating well, you will find two drugs, calcarea and corneum. So this trap and tricks are present in your Allen's keynote. So at a place, the thing is that why is it important? Because in your question, losing flesh while eating well, the options might be sanicula, iodine, tuberculinum only, sanicula, iodum, tuberculinum, calcarea, sanicula, iodum, tuberculinum, calcarea, corneum. So your answer should be sanicula, iodum, tuberculinum, calcarea, corneum. Then only your answer will be right. Otherwise, what happens? If you opted sanicula, iodum, tuberculinum, then your answer will go wrong, because we have under the symptom losing flesh while eating well in Allen's keynote in bracket under tuberculinum, calcarea and corneum is also given. So these tricks and traps are present in your Allen's keynote that you should keep in mind when you start learning each drug. Reading each drug, just be aware about this. You don't learn anything today. Just be aware of these things. This awareness will make you a better person in learning Allen's keynote. Pakka. I guarantee you. You don't learn anything in this today's class. Just listen. Just understand. Okay. So I made an abbreviation SIT-ANS. So that's connected. So losing the patient eating well also, they are losing their flesh. So they are tired. So I am asking them to sit. So I made a relatable abbreviation. So I tend to remember it easily. If I made an abbreviation like TIANSC, I won't be remembering it. Nobody will be remembering it. And the exam, many letters will be there. I don't know what, which, when. So connect and relate and learn. Okay. Now another method is making interesting stories. If I ask you, cactus lilium tic causticum pulsatula can't sit and study during daytime. Why? Why? Any connection, any symptom you have found in your Materia Medica relating to this?
Menses during daytime. Ma'am, menses during daytime.
Sorry? Once again, please. Hello, you tell. There is no issues. Hello. Who was that?
Menstruation flow during daytime.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. This also I have to tell you, during class, you don't hesitate to answer. Even I might not be knowing the things completely, but it's Materia Medica. Hahnemann made repertory for learning that. Even I might not be knowing everything. Not any individual might be knowing everything. We learn together. Okay, you tell something. If I have doubt, I will refer and will tell you. That's it. I can't tell this symptom is not present in Materia Medica Pura. I have not learned complete Materia Medica Pura. I will go check and will clarify you. Just be free to discuss. That's all. Okay. So, yeah, you said it right. Cactus lilium-tic causticum pulsatula have the menses during daytime. So connect it and study during daytime. See, you connect it as CECP. Now you are undergoing the coaching CECP, right? CLCP. We have just manipulated as CLCP for our convenience. So they can't sit and study during daytime. Why? Menses aggravation during daytime. Bovista, ammonium ore, ammonium car, MAC car can't study during night. Why?
Menses due to light.
Yeah, menses during night. Menses only during night or aggravation during night is Bovista, ammonium ore, ammonium car, MAC car. When you study, you might be getting other drugs also. That also you can add. Okay, this is a framework I am telling you how you should learn. If you get other drugs, you can add it. It's okay. So how you can connect it as an abbreviation? You have to be general. If pains usually aggravate during night, right? So what do? You apply certain pain balms, right? Pain balms. So during night, when your pain is aggravation, you use balms. So Bovista, ammonium ore, ammonium carb, Macar, balm, BAAM. We are manipulating. BALM is balm spelling, I agree. But we are manipulating this for our own convenience. Balm during night. Menses aggravation during night. These are the remedies. Make something to remember like these. Okay. Then creosote and Macar can't study during lying down. Why? Menses aggravation.
Fused when lying down.
Yeah, that's why. So these symptoms you get refer under Bovista and Keynote, you will be getting these symptoms. Okay. So this is, so when you learn menses, when you read Keynote, you will be thinking, I will remember all these drugs. But it won't happen. Finally, you will get confused. So I am telling you, make certain stories or abbreviations which is convenient for you so that you can learn easily like this. This is the understanding that you should make during today's class. That is the purpose of this class. Okay. Then I have told you about stories. So I will tell you a story. A lady Y of 50 years old. So 50 years old means her menses has stopped. So she is in her menopause. Okay. So her friends are lachesis, sepia, and sulfur. So they have come to a meeting. So they are discussing their climatic problems. So Lady Y is telling them, oh my God, oh sepia, sulfur, and lachesis, my dear darling friends, I am very much worried about my uterine prolapse. I always feel my uterus is there. I am always conscious about my uterus. And whenever there is prolapse, I must cross my limbs to ameliorate the pressure. They are discussing each other's climatic problem. The lacus is telling, oh, I have burning all over the body. I can't tolerate. Sepia is telling, oh, I was a chilly patient, but now I can't tolerate heat. And sulfur is telling, okay, I am also having these problems. They are discussing these problems, all this problem with the Lady Y. And then this Lady Y is telling, oh, friends, I am very glad to see you. But you know one thing, I am very sad because whenever I get happy, my life is bored because I can't get happy. Because whenever I get happy, my leukorrhea gets worse. What can I do? If I see you, I get happy, then I have to put a pad to control my leukorrhea, regulate my leukorrhea, because leukorrhea get worse when I am happy. Then meanwhile, Lady Y's husband entered the room and he is catching on her shoulders lovingly. We know now, when we sit in a chair, somebody will be holding our shoulders and stand behind. So suddenly there was sexual excitement to this Lady Y, and she, in that chamber, she wants to hug her husband because he got sexually excited from the slightest touch. But her friend Sepia, who is very shy, indifferent to loved ones, and who has aversion to who has decreased sexual desire or aversion to coition, she got ashamed. Which is the drug?
Lilium-tic.
Huh?
Lactanidum.
Then any other?
Yes.
Which one?
Lacanum.
Lacanum. Any other suggestions?
Murex.
So you can open your keynote right now and see. It is Murex purpura, I agree. But if you all the symptoms in the keynote, we have made it into a story. Maybe you might take, while preparing a drug, if you make a story, you might spend 1 hour for making a story. I agree. But the memory retaining power capacity increases more. When we see a film, we might be forgetting certain dialogues, but do you forget? Have you forgotten the story of any film you have seen till now? Have any one of you? Anyone forgotten the story of a film you have seen? No, because the story will be there in our mind. We might have forgotten certain dialogues and this and that, but the story we know. The villain killed that person, the lover went like this. That we know the story. So make a story, then that also make the studying easier. Okay, keep this also in mind while you learn your keynote. Then another thing is that how many calc areas are there in your keynote? Which all calc areas are there?
Calcarea ka force.
Calcarea Rs.
Yeah. So any other calc area? Calcarea fluor is not there.
No.
Yeah, I was just testing. It's okay. So calcarea force, calcarea carb, calcarea Rs you have in your keynote. Like so you can compare the drugs also. Like calcareas are generally anemic chili. I agree. Calcarea sulf, calcarea iod is hot. I agree. But in this, I have derived this information from your keynote itself. There is fair fat sweat increased calcarea. Which is that calcarea?
Calcarea car.
Calcarea. But there is a calcarea in your keynote with sweat decreased. Dark, thin.
Calcarea force.
Yeah, calcarea force. This I have read the remedy and these sweat decreased. You might be thinking from where I have got sweat decrease. It is not directly given in that under calcarea force. No, it is given. You just go and check the relationship section. The sweat wanting, it is written there. So reading in between lines is also important. At least once in your lifetime, you understand the remedy and read the keynote. That makes you make the learning of Alan's keynote easier. Keep that also in mind. Okay. Then now this also over. Then another thing is I have to tell you is proper understanding of symptoms. Can anybody tell me the meaning? Just meaning. I don't want anything else. Just as a local man, what you understood while reading the first sentence. All parts of the body upon which he lies are painful. Meaning. Are you there? Anybody of you can tell. I'm not asking any question. Can you tell me the meaning of that sentence?
Touch aggravation.
Huh?
Touch aggravation. Touch.
I'm sorry, please. Can you be more clear?
Pressure aggravation.
Resting aggravation. Okay. Any other? Just tell me the meaning, not interpretation. I'm asking you the meaning of that sentence.
Parts on which he puts pressure on while lying, they feel bruised.
Yeah. All parts of the body upon which he lies are painful. The part on which he lies, he feels painful. Okay. That is the meaning of that. And the drugs are Baptisia, Pyrogen, Ruta. The next sentence, the meaning of next sentence, bruised soreness of affected parts. So here the affected parts, there is bruised soreness. It is not only the place they are lying, it is the place affected parts, there is bruised soreness. The next one, that is arnica hamamelis. The next sentence, can you tell me the meaning of the next sentence? First one is upon which he lies. Second one is affected parts. Third one, can you tell me the meaning? Just the meaning. I need the meaning, nothing else. In English sentence. meaning. Don't be a homeopath there. Just be a local man. Can you tell me the meaning of the third symptom?
Whole body feels sore,
Yeah.
like he is beaten up.
Yeah. The whole body is feeling sore, lame, bruised. The remedy is arnica. You understand? So the first one is which he lies are painful. Second one is only affected parts. The third one is bruised feeling all through the body. Are these symptoms same or different?
Different.
Different. But when I ask you the question, you might be telling me Baptisia, pyrogen, ruta, arnica, hamamelis. I might get all these medicines as the answer. But the thing is that there is difference in all these symptoms. There is a difference in the meaning of the symptoms. We say, at least we read Bible, we read Quran. So at least once in our lifetime, we should understand the symptoms and learn Allen's keynote. That not only help us to crack the entrance exam, that also help us to be a better physician. Our patient might be telling doctor, the place where I am lying down, there I have pain. Doctor, I am having pain all throughout my body. So there is a difference in the presentation. So that will learning Allen's keynote by understanding the meaning of the symptoms not only help you to crack the exam, but also that helps you to be a better clinician, better doctor, better teacher, and much more. Okay. So if I ask you the last sentence, great soreness of all the parts on one which lies. And in the option, you have nux moscata, baptisia, pyrogen, ruta, coma, hamamelis. And another option where you have nux moscata, baptisia, pyrogen, ruta only. Which one you will choose?
B.
B. So that is it. So there is a difference. You should understand the difference, answer the question. Only you can answer the question properly while learning or start reading Allen's keynote. This also should be kept in mind. I am not asking you to learn anything today, but make this understanding in your mind. Then next is another point is you can learn certain symptoms of boric via keynote. I just want to ask you sudden impotence, chlorum. Under which drug in Allen's keynote you find the symptom? This is from Allen's keynote only. I have not gone through any of the other books. Sudden impotence, chlorum. In keynote where you get the symptom. Hello, am I audible?
Selenium.
Yeah, good. Selenium. But see, only 1% or 10% students might be knowing this. Under selenium, in the bracket, you get sudden impotence, chlorum. Then cinnamon. In which drug you get in Allen's keynote? Cinnamon. It is a remedy. You can learn it in the boric.
Acidic.
Sickle cord.
Yeah. Sickle cord relationship section, you get a sentence about cinnamon. Then indium. Horribly offensive urine after standing. Which drug you get this symptom? In keynote. I just want
Cannabis
to...
sativa.
Huh?
Cannabis sativa.
Yeah, horribly offensive urine after standing, indium. You get this in sepia. Okay, in your keynote, you get the symptom in sepia. Then cough on standing still during a walk. Astacus. In which drug you get the symptom? Have you seen the symptom in keynote? Leave it. And which remedy you leave it? Have you seen these kinds of symptoms in your keynote? Yes or no? Have you seen these symptoms in your keynote? Yes or no? Yes or no? There should be an answer now. Either yes or no. Yeah, most of us haven't seen this symptom in keynote. That is a fact. I don't want to know I don't want to know the drug. I just want to know that where have you seen the symptom in your keynote? Yes, these symptoms are present in your keynote. I have read my keynote for the entire BHMS 5.5 years. I have again studied it through 1 year. But even now, I haven't aware that these symptoms are present in my keynote. but these symptoms are present in your keynote. Just be aware about that. So next time when you start learning or reading keynote, what happens? You will automatically become aware about this. So you will start seeing. I told you now, whatever your mind is aware, those things you can, only those things you can see. Otherwise, you are unable to see. So astragalus is a remedy which is made from a crab. Okay, it's a liver remedy, astragalus fluviatilis. Leave it, but you just should know that it is being given in ignatia, contradictory symptom. A patient standing still is coughing. It is a contradictory symptom, right? So this symptom you find in ignatia. There astragalus is given. I'm not lying you. You can go and check your keynote. It's there in ignatia, contradictory symptom. You will find the symptom and the remedy also astragalus. Then next, eruption of face of young woman, especially during scanty menses. Bellus perennis and Eugenia jumbos. Huh? Yeah, you are correct. Tell me.
Sanguinaria canadensis.
Yeah, you will get the symptom in sanguinaria, but bracket, you will get some of the remedies like Bellus, Eugenia also. What is the significance of this? Because Bellus perennis is also present in your what? BHMS curriculum, like syllabus. Bellus perennis is a drug which you learn in your final year. When I was in final year, I used to learn it in third year or final year. So this question can be asked in your APGT because Bellus perennis is also in your syllabus. So there will be this symptom, sanguinaria, sorinum, Bellus perennis will be there in one option. Sanguinaria, sorinum will be in another option. Which you will be choosing? Which you will be choosing? You should choose Bellus perennis, sanguinaria, sorinum. Because in the bracket of this, there is sorinum also, Bellus perennis also, Eugenia jumbos. But if you don't know, you are only knowing sanguinaria as the remedy means, your answer might go wrong. So that is the significance of studying the bracket remedies or these kinds of, you should be aware about these kinds of symptoms from your keynote. This is not a hectic process. You just understand this, then when you start learning or reading keynote, you will be aware of that. And in the further classes, we will be learning that also. Today, I am giving you just an understanding, okay? Then impotence remedies, can you tell me, impotence remedies?
Agnus caladium.
Agnes, Caladium.
Agnes cactus.
Agnes?
Selenium.
Yeah, Selenia. Like, oh, there are different drugs. Okay, I agree. So, if I ask you impotence with the desire, drugs? With the with the desire.
Agnes,
Yeah, with the desire, we have selenium, lycopodium, caladium, and without desire, Agnes. This symptom, I know, we all know impotence remedies. We all know psyllium, lycopodium, caladium, Agnes. But the thing is that when I ask you with the desire, you will be like Agnes, selenium, like confused. Without desire also, when I ask you, you will be like caladium, Agnes, confused. But when you learn keynote, you should learn it like impotence remedies with the desire and without desire, because the patient coming to us will be like the patient without desire with impotence or the patient with the desire with impotence. So you as well also in our exam also the questions will be like with the desire or without desire, because to get a creamy layer, a question impotence answer everybody knows, but impotence with the desire or without desire help us to choose the creamy layer. So the questions will also be in that manner. So when you read a textbook, you should be aware about these tricks. That is the importance of a class. Okay, so we will be learning all this today. I am just giving you examples, and if next class will be the next month, I don't know. So this gap is there. In the meantime of 3 weeks, you will be learning multiple drugs of Materia Medica. So that time, if I start teaching you this, means again it is hectic work for you to start it from the prime. Okay, so understand these things, and when you apply this practically in your learning, when you start studying, okay. That is the only aim of today's class. Now, you can answer it, tuck, 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 okay. Another way of studying Helen's keynote is organizing under one heading. For example, leukorrhea in children, remedies. Chat box, I missed chat box actually. Tell anyway, you tell, respond me. Respond. Leukorrhea in children.
Calcarea.
Yeah, Calcaria.
Calcarea carp.
Polyphylum.
Yeah, you get this in leukorrhea in children, Calcaria, millifolium, Polyphylum. In this Allen keynotes itself, you get these remedies. But I just want to know whether you get the symptom in Calcaria or not.
No, ma'am.
No, we don't get the symptom in Calcaria. That is the trick and trap that Allens have offered us. So when you read a remedy like Calcaria as a polygress, you don't find this remedy. But in your option, there will be Calcaria, millifolium, Polyphylum. So you might think, oh, only millifolium is the answer, only Polyphylum is the answer. No, Calcaria is also there. In millifolium's bracket, you will get Calcaria. So when you start learning Allen's keynote, just remember these things, traps and tricks are present in your Allen's keynote. I told you, I started respecting Allen's keynote. Each day when I read this, I again start respecting the textbook. The trick and traps are there. So if you read bronchial asthma, all the things related to bronchial asthma will be found there. But in Allen's keynote, when you learn Calcaria, the things related to Calcaria will be there sometimes in millifolium. So keep this in your mind. Leukorrhea bluish?
Ambragracia.
Ambragracia.
Yeah, good, Ambragracia. Leukorrhea green?
Sickle con.
Carbolic acid.
Sickle con.
Carbolic acid. Then like washing of meat?
Oculus indicus.
Huh?
Oculus indicus.
Yeah, oculus indicus. Like leukorrhea, like washing of meat. Then if menses like washing of meat?
Nux moscata.
Menses like washing of meat. There is nitric acid and natrongar. This is actually from your boric. But when you learn, you should be aware that leukorrhea like washing of meat, oculus. If it is menses, the answer will be different. That awareness you should have. Then if the discharge is like putrid meat from ears, then the remedy is?
Tuja.
Yeah, Tuja. So it is like washing of meat, I agree. But one is leukorrhea, other is menses, and other is ear discharge. This difference you should keep in mind, okay? Generally, the repeaters means the freshers should be aware of all these tricks. Repeaters might be knowing these tricks are present, okay? Then runs down to heel. Answer?
Alumina.
Huh? Alumina. Any other drugs?
Syphilinum.
Syphilinum, good. Both of these drugs. Then I just want to know amelioration by cold water. The same thing, that is runs down to heel by cold water.
Alumina.
Yeah, alumina, that you should know. Okay. So then if warm water running down to heels, the remedy?
Borax.
Yeah, good, borax. So you don't get confused listening to the class today, but your learning should be planned in this way. So if it is running down to heels, syphilinum and alumina will be there. If it is warm water running down to heels, the remedy changes completely. It goes to borax. If there is amelioration by cold bathing, the remedy again changes completely. That becomes alumina. Transparent staining linen yellow. Remedy.
Agnes. Agnes cactus.
Yeah, Agnes. If stiffens like starch staining the linen.
Creosote.
Yeah, creosote. Then green leukorrhea, we have told carbolic acid. But if it is order of green corn, then the remedy is?
Creosote.
Creosote. Okay, one is color, but the other is order. When I ask students green, they used to tell me creosote. No, green color is carbolic acid. Green corn order is creosote. There is difference. Your nose and your eyes, two sense organs sensing different senses. The meaning is utterly different. The medicines are also utterly different. That you should keep in mind while learning your keynote. Then acrid corroding the linen. Remedy?
Nitric acid.
That is very, very, usually we learn it, and also practically also it is very helpful. Acrid, the patients used to come with their undergarments with holes. Acrid corroding the linen due to leukorrhea, iodine. Okay, undergarments there will be holes in undergarments because their leukorrhea is acrid. That corrodes the linen. Like white of an egg. Leukorrhea like white of an egg.
Borax.
Ammonium.
Borax.
Leukorrhea like white of an egg.
Borax.
You told me borax, but leukorrhea like white of an egg is ammonium more. If it is starchy albuminous, borax. Starchy albuminous, it is like white of an egg itself, I agree. Then it is borax, but like white of an egg, the exact sentence, it is ammonium more. But if I ask you sputum like white of an egg, the remedy, sputum, not leukorrhea, sputum. Any answer? Sputum. Any answer? Am I audible? Any answer? Yeah, good. Sputum like white of an egg is tannum. The remedy changes. Then if sputum is starch, like boiled starch, the remedy?
Argentum metallicum.
Argina metallicum. You see the difference. Okay. You don't want to learn today anything, I tell you, but just understand. If it is leukorrhea like white of an egg, then the remedy is ammonium more. If it is starchy albuminous leukorrhea, then it is borax. But the boiled starch like sputum, then the remedy is argentum met. Then like of white of an egg, if the sputum, then the medicine is tannamet. All these information is from your keynote itself. But the way of approach to the keynote, I tell you, might be my best friend. If in a class, when I'm taking a class for 50 students, and if I ask you whether are you depressed, then you won't be telling me the reason. But if your best friend is coming to you and asking you, hey, what happened? Are you depressed? Then you will be talking to them for 2 hours. Why? Because the approach, the distance, like you people are known to each other so much. So you will be disclosing your matter to them. Likewise, the approach, when we change our approach, when we approach the keynote in a different way, the information we extract also will be different. Okay. Then leave it. Leukorrhea only at night. Any answers? You can. Yeah, see man. See, man, I am having leukorrhea at night. It is you are lying down with your husband and you are slapping him and telling, see, man, I am getting irritated. I am having leukorrhea at night. So abbreviation is C man. So what? Causticum, merc, ambra, nitric acid. Make a relative abbreviation and learn things. Okay. Order of fish brine, leukorrhea with order of fish brine.
Sanicula aqua.
Yeah, very good. Sanicula aqua. But if the same comes from your ears, discharge from your ears, order of fish brine, the remedy?
Tellurium.
Yeah, tellurium. If it is coming from your rectum or anus, then the remedy?
Calcaria.
Yeah, calcaria carb also there. That you will get from sanicula. But if you read medorinum, under medorinum GIT, you will find a symptom, fish brine order discharge from anus. There you get other 3 drugs also. You know which all drugs? Anybody? 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 Hepar, causticum, medorinum also you get. Okay. That is under causticum also you don't get that symptom. Under hepar also you won't be getting that symptom. But under medorinum, this is given. So I tell you, this is the trick trap that Alan offering you. So you don't allow Alan's keynote to defeat you. You defeat or make master or you make friendship with Alan's keynote. Okay. That should be your strategy towards Alan's keynote. Next. Arthritis vega. In which medicine you see this in Alan's keynote?
Benzoic acid.
Yeah, benzoic acid. What does arthritis vega means? Let it be inflammatory arthritis. Okay, any kind of inflammatory arthritis, gout, benzoic acid. Neri nervous or actually in my keynote it is neri nervous, but in the recent edition it is given very nervous, so the significance is less. So this actually get in the medicine syncomet. Okay, subsultus tendinum, where do you see this?
Hyos. Hyosamus.
Yeah, good. Hyosamus. Okay, what does subsultus tendinum mean? So this is a complication in typhoid, neurological complication actually in diseases like typhoid. So involuntary twitching of the muscles, especially those of arms and feet, will be there. That is actually meaning of subsultus tendinum. The significance is that if you don't know the meaning of subsultus tendinum, you might not be practically using hyosamus in a condition of typhoid fever, which presents with a neurological complication like subsultus tendinum. So you should know the meaning. Practically also that is important, as well as you are in examination, there might be the questions asked, subsultus tendinum seen in. That might be your question, or you will given the entire fever symptoms of hyosamus and coma, subsultus tendinum will be given. So it will be easier for you. As soon as you so subsultus tendinum, you can choose hyosamus. So you are 5 seconds only you use there. So that much seconds you can use for a difficult question. So learning these kinds of things is also important. Then Leandria.
Abrotana.
Abrotana. And digestible. Okay. Pusillanimous. Pusillanimous. Anybody? Have you seen this in Allen's keynote? Haven't you seen it? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. Where? Under which drug? Okay, our time is running up. So pusillanimous we see in Lycopodium. Okay, what does pusillanimous mean? Coward. The patient is coward. Okay, so I have kept this. It is a small book. It is not like Davidson or Bailey and Love. I was reading it for my 5.5 years of BHMS. I have been reading it for my 2 or 3 years also now. But even now I haven't found these symptoms in my Allen's keynote. Chotu sa book. I haven't find this. That is the problem with Allen's keynote. If in Davidson you haven't seen this, means I can also understand. This much big book, I haven't read all the portions, I can understand. But this Chotusa book, this Allen's keynote is a small book, and I have been using it for practice of medicine. You are studying only in your final year, but this you are learning it throughout from your first year. But even now I haven't seen this word in my Allen's keynote, and it is coming under a polycrest also, Lycopodium. So that why? Because we are not aware, or we have not given that much importance to such a book. That's why. Okay. So just be aware these things are present in your book. Then while learning, you will be easily identifying these things. Pakka, I assure you, I guarantee you, next time when you start reading Allen's keynote, it won't be like the what you have read till yesterday. I'm sure, I'm 100% sure. You will approach towards that book will change. Refractory, which drug? Under which drug?
Capsicum.
Yeah, capsicum. Refractory means very obstinate. Okay. Buckshot.
Belladonna.
Yeah, belladonna, buckshot. Tuck, 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 the pulse. Dwindle. Yeah, iodum. Okay. The breasts are not well developed. Petish. Ferromet, because very silly. They get easily annoyed. Sorry, hourglass contraction.
Sickle.
Very good. Limburger cheese.
Sanicula.
Okay. So when you read it from next time, be aware about all this. Then again, I have to ask you, the gradations in Allen's keynote is normal, italics, bold, right? Which symptom is important in your exam point of view? Exam means competitive exam, APGT. Whether it is bold, whether it is italics, or whether it is normal. Answer me.
Bold.
Bold. Then any other answers? Yeah, you have told me bold. But If I ask you, pain, aggravation, motion, amelioration, absolute rest, medicine,
Bryonia.
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 So those whoever is attending this class, everybody is knowing it is bryonia, right? Then if I ask you, vicarious menstruation, instead of menses, nose bleed, remedy?
Bryonia.
Bryonia, phosphorus, pulsatilla, you have all these remedies. But only might be 60% or 80% of the people knowing this. Okay. Then if I ask you constipation or going to see,
Platina and bryonia.
yeah, platina and bryonia. Might be only 20% of the people knowing this symptom and its answer. Why? But first symptom which I asked is in bold. 100% of the people will be knowing. Whoever have completed BHMS 5.5 years, each and everybody will be knowing this. And the second symptoms which I asked, 80% of the people might be knowing it, because that is in italics, and that also you have used in your BHMS for writing your final year exam, because 5 marks questions we have to write the characteristics of the of a remedy, then only you will score the mark. Otherwise, if you write blah 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 blah, you won't be getting that 5 or 10 or 20 marks. So, but in the last question, like constipation on going to see, might be only 20% students will be answering this. So that bryonia and platina is the answer. That is in normal letters in your book. So this we might not have given that much importance during our BHMS. But in a competitive exam like APGT, if I ask absolute rest, amelioration, rest and aggravation, motion, 100% students will answer. Will the examiners be able to layer out or cream out the high ranks? No. It is a competitive exam. They don't need everybody to get passed. They need the ranks. The seats has to be filled according to the merit. So the tendency to ask and also if I ask, 100% people will be answering bold. So there is no need to give extra stress to learn those symptoms. The stress you should do. I am not telling you don't learn bold or italics, but I am telling you where you learn bold, you learn italics, but you should give importance to italics and bold. Italics are normal letters, symptoms in your keynote. Okay. Prolapsus uteri seemingly in hot weather, remedy? Huh? Have you slept? Wake up. Now, if only 10 minutes more class, we will wind up. Prolapsus seemingly in hot weather, remedy? Hello? Connection lost? Hello? Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The answer is calibike. Stroppy, stringy discharge which can be drawn into threads. Remedy?
Calibike. Procrastinating.
Then and there I got the answer, calibike. But this has been in bold letters, not crocus are there, but each and everybody know it is in calibike. But the other symptom which I have asked, prolapsus uteri seemingly in hot weather, that is in normal letters in your Allen's keynote, but only 1% or 2% is not knowing that. Repeaters, no, I agree, but the freshers I am talking about. Okay, so the thing I have to emphasize here, when you start learning Allen's keynote, it's not like your theory exam. For this competitive exam, you should give importance like normal, italics, bold. Okay, because if I wake up from sleep also, you will be telling the answer of bold, as just somebody answered me, right? Just now, I don't know the name, somebody answered me, then and there calibike. But the first symptom I asked, it was too late to get the answer. So there comes the difference that you should keep in mind. Answer for this, in children, face like old people, enlarged abdomen, dry, flabby skin. Under which drug do you find the symptom in your keynote?
Huh?
You will find the symptom in your
Sarsaparilla.
yeah. There also in the first sentence, first or second or third sentence, it is given under salsapilla. There you will see other drugs also, bariatricarb and opium. This also is a symptom which is given in normal letter. But if I asked you something in a bold letter, means then and there, even from getting up from sleep, you will answer. But there comes the problem with normal letters. Being aware with that, okay? Then other ways to study is just ask and learn. Combined study is very much important. Then prescriber to Allen's keynote and track the entrance you can use for learning IHMI basic. Likewise, text Allen's keynote you can use for studying Allen's keynote. Another thing is this we will be winding up in 10 minutes. Okay, don't worry, we will be, I know you are tired, but only 10 minutes more we will be winding up. Then you just read this, okay? I am telling you at least once in your lifetime, you should read and understand and compare your keynote drugs in 7 days stretch. I told you this statement. Now I will give you the explanation for this. Toothache amelioration, cold water. Tell me the remedy. Tuck, 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 tuck. Tick, tick 1, tick, tick 2, tick, tick 3, tick, tick 4, tick, tick 5, tick, tick 6. Tell me the remedies. Toothache amelioration. Huh?
Natrum salt.
Nitrosol.
Bismuth.
Bismuth.
Pulsatilla.
Pulsatilla. Yeah. I got 3 drugs. Okay, I got answer as 3 drugs. But in keynote, I have not taken it from any of the guide. I have just read the entire keynote and I have found out there are 9 drugs, which I have found out. You might be finding out more, I agree. But there are this much drugs in your keynote under this single symptom. The significance is that if in the option bismuth, bryonia, pulsatilla is given and coma, coffea or sepia is given, then our answer should be that. Our answer should not be bismuth, bryonia, pulsatilla only. Our answer is bismuth, bryonia, pulsatilla, and there will be sepia also, because all this drug cover the symptom. In this Allen's keynote, I have found out. I read this entire Allen's keynote and I have found out and noted these remedies. Pakka. I swear. God promise. I'm not lying. But how I told you the statement, nah? This one. You read Allen's keynote in 7 days. I am giving the explanation for that. In the 7, I took 7 days and I read and I found out this much drugs. Then I want to ask you, do you know in sepia whether you find the symptom or not? Under sepia, can you find the symptom or not? Huh? Yes or no?
No.
No, actually, you won't be finding this symptom in sepia. Okay. When you read coffea in the bracket, you will be finding sepia causticum. You won't be getting the symptom in sepia causticum. But if you are reading the C remedies, C alphabet remedies in July, and you are going to read S alphabet remedies in December, do you think you will remember, I have found some of the teeth remedies of sepia in coffea? You will be remembering or not? Yes or no? I just want to know. If you read coffea in July and you are reading sepia in December,
No.
do you think you will remember? No, you won't be remembering. I am not Chitty Robot. You know, na Chitty Robot. I am not any alien, or I am not Chitty Robot to remember all these things like that. I am not computer. I am not the softwares. I am a human being. But if I read Allen's keynote taking 7 days, I'm just telling you to read. I'm not telling you to study. If you are a student who are intending to prepare for your APGT taking 1 year, just devote 7 days for you reading Allen's keynote at a stretch. You will be thinking whether it is possible or not. It is possible because I have read it, so you can also read. What is the difference between you and me? I was also a BHMS student. You are also a BHMS student. That's all. That is Yeah, you are in some other place and I am in this place. That is only difference we both have. If I can read Ellen's keynote in 7 days, means you can also read it. There is no other difference than this place, language, or anything. Okay, so the benefit is that I read Coffia in the day 3 of my reading Alan's keynote taking 7 days, and at the 5th day I am reading Sepia. So while reading Sepia, I will be remembering, oh my God, and Coffia also I have seen Sepia. So I will be going back to Coffia. So there I see, Sepia is having this symptom. So what I do, in Sepia also I add this symptom, toothache, amelioration, cold water, and I will add this 9 drugs in Sepia also. I will write it and keep it there. In causticum also bracket, I will write this 9 drugs, natrum sulf also 9 drugs, tamamila also 9 drugs. In bismuth, bryonia, pulsatile, everywhere I write this 9 drugs and keep. So what is the benefit is that finally, when I start learning or I revise, I have a pakka material with me. Whenever I revise this, study this 9 drugs, I am revising this, all these drugs. So my memory will be sharp and I won't be making a mistake while answering multiple choice question. That is the importance of learning. Take just 7 days you read. I don't tell you to mock up everything in the keynote. That is not possible. Just read Alan's keynote, understanding the meaning and being aware of these things. Finally, you will be able to make it complete material for yourself to refer and learn. Another example, stool ball like remedies. Tuck, tuck, tuck. 1, 2, 3. Stool ball like remedies.
Opium, plumbum.
You are also hungry, na?
Chelidonium, Thuja. Chelidonium.
Which all? Thuja? Thuja?
Opium.
Opium,
Plumbum.
Plumbum. Yeah, 4 drugs I have got. But you see, by reading your Callan's keynote, power book, na, I have found out 9 drugs. You can add more. I don't have an issue. But I have, by reading just that book, I have found 9 drugs. By this way, I have taken only 4 days to read the entire keynote. Just I was reading it from A to Z, all the drugs. And then I written it once in lifetime or twice in lifetime. I have did this. Proudly I say, okay, you can also do this. Because if I read this Thuja and lachesis, now I have to ask you, in Thuja and lachesis, do you get the symptom? Stool ball like?
No.
No, you won't be getting. In Medorinum's bracket, you get Thuja and lachesis. If you read Medorinum in September and if you are going to read Thuja in February, you won't be remembering that in Medorinum you saw such a symptom. But if you take and read in short-term memory, say in 7 days span or 4 days span, the entire keynote, at least you will be remembering, oh, something, when I read Medorinum, something about Thuja I have seen. Then you write there. In the Thuja also, you should write this 9 drugs, lachesis also 9 drugs, Medorinum also 9 drugs, Chelidonium also, you should write this 9 drugs. You will wonder whether I can do this or not. I told you, now I have did it. So you can also definitely do this. If you are preparing, and a student who are preparing for APGT, taking entire 1 year for preparation means do this. That will help you. Okay. Then night watching aggravation drugs.
Causticum.
Oculus indicus. Coculus.
Coculus.
Cuprum.
Causticum.
Cuprum. Yeah, good.
Nux mosquito.
Nux mosquito. And anything else?
Causticum.
Causticum, good. Yeah, 4 drugs I have got. 7 drugs.
Ignitia.
I have found out 7 drugs. You might be finding out more. I agree. This much drugs are there. You can add as you find out. Okay. This I have found out this. You can be adding more. It's okay. Then you tell me also. I will add it here. We can learn together. But in ignatia, you won't be getting this symptom. And causticum's bracket, you get ignatia, coculus, etc. So I'm telling you, if you read causticum today and ignatia after 2 months, means you won't be remember that you saw such a symptom in causticum. But if you have a short span memory, if you're utilizing it, means you will definitely learn this. Okay. Then last one, hasty doing things. Remedies.
Arganonitricum.
Arganonitricum.
Nitricum.
Arganonitricum.
Aconite,
Aconite?
Brainia, Belladonna,
Hasty doing things. Belladonna. Yeah. Yeah.
Coffea,
Coffee. Yeah. 4 drugs I have got. Okay. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drugs already I have listed. Aconite also is there. I agree. So 11 drugs I have listed after reading it. This I have not taken it from any of the guide. I God promise. I have just taken it from by reading the entire keynote from A to Z. I tell you the truth. So if I can do it, you can also do it. So, and also, argentum nitricum and lilium tick, they are hastily doing things. But how? They are walking fast. Oramet, how? They want to do the things faster, but they are unable to. Poculus merc hep, what? They speak hastily. Bell, coffea, anacardium, hasty eating and drinking. Sulfuric acid and aconite, doing things hastily. That is it. So, in hasty doing things, you will find this much remedies. Also, but also, all these remedies have hastiness in different sphere. This is important in your exam point of view because there might be question like speaking hastily will be your question and the options will be jumbled and gungled. So your answer should be Oculus merc hep should be your answers. That is the significance of learning like this. And also, like when I take case, now I used to ask patient whether you walk fast or walk slowly. Then I used to listen. Some patients used to talk, even I can't understand. So I notice it as a symptom. Speak hastily. Walk fast. These help in our practice also, not only cracking an exam, but you start observing patients. This will help you to individualize the patients also. So keep all these things in your mind. I told you this, I don't want to put up all the knowledge in this 2 hours in your head. That was not my intention. But I told you now, if I ask you like stool board, like now today you were only able to answer me 4 drugs. But after 3 months, when I ask you, you should be able to list me 9 drugs. That was the purpose of this class. Keep this in mind. Just understand these are the ways. If you have other ways, you can discuss with me. I told you, now we will learn together. Nobody is complete. We all are learning each day. So we will be learning things. So I am telling you, whoever have started the process, learning will be never a waste. Start learning. This time you crack the exam or next time you crack the exam. In this, between this, now you can go for teaching or you can attend another exam also. Learning is never a waste. The entire IHMA School of Homeopathy is with you for whatever help you need at any time. Let us learn together and then we can make a difference together. If winning together is not only the aim, learning together is our aim. Okay. That is there. I am winding up with the class. I know it was a long session, but it's okay. I told you that I don't learn anything. You just understand the things. Okay. Now you can also go and sleep, eat, good night. I can also. So anything else?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable class. And thank you everyone for your kind attention. Here, I am giving you all a small introduction about our CECP classes 2023-24. And our course is on 2 format, online and hybrid dual mode. For hybrid dual mode, we are having offline classes also. Offline classes, we are arranging 10 offline classes and we are having 3 centers in Ernakulam, Kozhikode and in Trivandrum also. The course overview is, the course will be conducted in the timely manner with the schedules covering the entire syllabus, conceptual video lectures by the India's topmost faculty, test series as per the latest exam pattern, comprehensive digital notes will be there, structured classes for all-round preparation, more than 150 hours of live online class, and more than 100 hours of high definition recorded class, and there is more than 200 hours of previous year CECP classes. Printed notes will be available. Standard exam patterns will be followed, and new hybrid offline classes. They are with the classes with the question paper discussions, and there is daily MCQ discussions will be there, and live mock test, including the members of all batch before exams. The schedules of the mock test will be provided. We are also arranging assertion reasoning or match the following practice test. Subject-wise revision mock test will be conducted. The course duration is until next APGT. The fee structures, you can acquire our basic package for 4,000 rupees, and it's having only the online recorded classes, and the exam package of 15 subject-wise plus APGT model 20 APGT model test for 1,000 rupees, iBasic for 2,000 rupees, offline class for 4,000, live online class for 6,000, question bank for 2,000, and offers are for combo offer 1. It's having more than 150 hours of live online class, and offline class, more than 200 hours of previous ECP class, plus iBasic, plus 100 hours of HD recordings, plus question bank, plus online notes. For IHMA ordinary members, it's for 12,000, and life members 10,000. Combo 2 is having 150 hours of online class, 200 plus hours of previous ECP class, plus iBasic, plus 100 hours of HD recordings, question banks, and online notes. For life members, it's 9,000, and ordinary members is 10,000. You can acquire our package by contacting our coordinators. Thank you all. Thank you for your kind listening.